What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Otaku Octagon. As you can see, we are finally back in our respective studios.
Yeah, we're finally
Um,
back together, but
we're finally kind of together,
like
not together, just like we didn't.
your box,
No,
my box, we're together.
you're yeah. He's in my box. I mean, I'm in his
I
box. I
haven't been in
mean,
your box in a while, sir. Can we
oh
get
my
back on
god.
subject?
Okay, how was your trip, sir? How was your trip?
Oh man, the trip was actually fun. I got to do things. I didn't obviously I didn't have that long to do as much as
Yeah,
I wanted to, but I got to go to like downtown Tokyo. I got to see a few stores. I got to have like Japanese meals in Japan. It's like something crazy about actually eating Japanese
wouldn't that
food in Japan.
wouldn't that just be food?
You know what, sir? I was excited about ordering a ramen bowl and
It's like
actually enjoying some Japanese
It's
ramen.
like going to China and being like, "Can I get some Chinese food? Where's the nearest Chinese food place?"
They actually have like a Chinatown. So when I was in Thailand,
Listen, everywhere has a fucking Chinatown.
yeah, but it's like legit everywhere in this place. Like were legit Chinese restaurants because of course Chinese people do move to Thailand as well. They have
Yeah,
a huge Chinese community. So
yeah.
I got to go to like Chinatown while I was in Bangkok, enjoy some Japanese restaurants while I was in Japan. It was fun. You know, I like to enjoy different cuisines. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed that part.
I know you mentioned like you were pretty far from Tokyo, so because I was trying to get you to go to a store or something to pick up some shit, but I know you was far as hell away. So
Yeah,
uh,
so there are a few airports in Japan. You have
yeah,
Narita, Haneda, and Fukuoka. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. And they're not exactly in Tokyo. Obviously, Tokyo is the big
yeah,
city. These
right,
airports are outside of it. So where I
yeah.
came in was Narita Airport, and that was about an hour and a half drive just to get into downtown Tokyo. Yes,
I mean,
drive.
to be fair, if we were there, like, if we took like the family vacay we were planning, like everybody going to Japan, like we are planning on doing, if there was like cheaper an hour away and we were gonna be there for like a week or so, I wouldn't give a shit because that's Tokyo is where all the big shit is. But and I also think it may be a little better now. If you, I mean, obviously Tokyo is one of the like tourist capitals of the world. So obviously things there are probably going to be more expensive if you live there, and all we would have to do is just walk everywhere. But if you can find somewhere that's a little quieter outside of town, and then still I'd take an hour drive if I was there for a week. You know, I know you were only there for like a day, but I
Yeah.
meant if we were there for like a week, I'd definitely be okay with that. So
Well, that all came into like my planning for the trip. I had to obviously choose a hotel that wasn't far from the airport because I was only
yeah,
there for a day. So my hotel was nearer to the airport. So when I got off the plane, I went to my hotel. Of course, I shit, shower,
yeah,
shaved, and got prepared to go into Tokyo. Obviously, I don't drive because I was in Japan, so
yeah,
I had to ride the train. The train's like a 2.5 hour ride. So by the
yeah,
time I finally got into Tokyo, it was like late afternoon. Obviously, there was a few stores open. I actually went to a restaurant and enjoyed some ramen while I was there. But it was the nighttime was really starting, and especially since it was like Friday in Tokyo,
yeah.
they have a huge nightlife. Like all their
Really,
clubs, all of the everything was going off. So that's more of what I got to experience while I was there. But of course, whenever we get to go, I want to actually be there during the daytime as well.
yeah, yeah. I know there's a few. There's another podcast that I listened to that's that went to those three stores that I wanted to go to in Akihabara. Um, trying to fanboy out on another pod here, but we're still new and up and coming. I gotta take things from other people, but they got those three anime figurine stores, and I think it's Ani Stop is the one. I don't know, but it's the one where you go in and you see the figures in the glass cases, and they have numbers attached to it, and you write numbers on the paper that you take from the front of the store.
Yeah.
You write them all down, and then you take them to the front, pay for them, and they go and get them for you and bring them to you all boxed up and stuff. So and they're not. There's like a shit ton of stuff out there, so we definitely need to take a trip one of these days.
Yeah, I definitely want to do a lot more exploring. I want to go to a lot more of the store. The weirdest thing I found, I guess I wasn't too surprised. You know how in America, obviously, we have our advertisement. You see like makeup advertisement,
Yeah,
like real people. It
mm,
seemed more in Japan, advertisements not centered around, but they use anime characters for a lot of their advertisements. So
yeah,
the commercials you see like I remember one time I saw like I believe it was like a ramen, like a cup of ramen commercial, but it was One Piece characters. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That's actually a norm out there. A lot of
yeah.
the
It's
advertisement deal with
anime
anime.
capital of the world, big dog.
So I was
There.
happy to see that.
I know you'd fucking appreciate this. I do want to go here, but there's a JoJo cafe in Japan. There's a dude on TikTok who does Dio things. He always walks around in a Dio costume, and he's Japanese, and he walks around in a Dio costume. He's like, yo, yeah, Dio, yeah. Like he's always being stupid. Well, he goes there. It's like a very small, like maybe 7 or 8 seats in this like JoJo Bizarre Cafe, and it's all JoJo shit. And they give you noodle stoppers and shit. You can like buy figures there, have ramen, like
That's
all that
fucking
shit. It
legit,
looks
bro.
pretty cool. So we need to definitely go there one of these
I
days.
definitely need
But
some JoJo figures, so I'll
some
definitely need to check that out.
yeah. But today we are actually going to be going over. If y'all don't know, um, Jump Festa just happened this past weekend, and we're sorry for the late start. You may have already seen something about Jump Festa, but we're going to run down some of the news from Jump Festa 2023 that happened in Japan. It's pretty much like your Comic Con that's in San Diego, but for Japan. It's literally that's their Comic Con, right? And they go over all anime news, new things coming out. We got a list so we can break down the news for you because they don't live stream. They claim that they were gonna live stream it with English subtitles, but they didn't. So which kind of sucks. But it's Japan; they can do whatever the fuck they want, right?
Exactly.
So we're gonna run down some of this news for you really quick. I'm excited about a few of them. I know you're pretty excited about some of them too. So we'll run down this first one that I got. I think is my favorite one. Is the Jujutsu Kaisen finale is finishing in the manga. The reason why I like that it's finishing in the manga is one because when a manga finishes and the anime is still going, they essentially fast track the anime. So they don't have to wait for any more. They don't have to wait for any more um, like fan art. They don't have to wait for any more like any kind of like nonsense coming out of the manga, right?
Yeah.
So I think I'm really looking forward to the anime kind of just getting fast tracked because all they have is their source material. Their creator, I think his name is Akutami. Akutami. He said that if the manga fans stick with him for another year, we're really gonna be happy with the ending. Hopefully, he doesn't get bullied like the Attack on Titan creator and changing the ending. But from what I already know about what's ahead in the manga, I'm really excited about what I'm gonna see in the anime because I'm obviously not like a manga reader. I'm a
Yeah.
collector, not a reader. But
Well, I do read the manga. I try to stay up whenever I can. I read a whole bunch of chapters at one time, so I am looking forward to like the end of it. I do want to say though, My Hero Academia creator or the writer of My Hero Academia
yeah,
last Jump Festa said the same exact thing. This time next year, the manga's going to be done. We'll be all wrapped up. He said that same exact thing last year, but obviously it's not over. So will JJK be done in a year? Maybe, but it does tell me that the end is in sight. So now for all those people who do want to go ahead and
yeah.
binge it, it's time.
He did say direct quote. He did say, "If you accompany me for up to one more year, probably." So he said probably. So we'll see. I mean, if it is the ending, I'll be excited because as an anime fan, like I know I'm gonna get the anime faster.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that. So
But with that, season two is also slated to come out next year. So
oh yeah,
we can really, now that it's ending, we can get season two probably in about another season or two. Season three, they can start pumping it out a lot faster.
yeah, definitely. So all right, next one for you.
So I'm actually going to move on to My Hero Academia. Like I said, last year they claimed the same thing, and this year obviously it's still going. So the My Hero Academia at this Jump Festa, the author did say again, I do plan on ending it. The problem was a lot of the fans haven't really been happy with the current chapters, how it's been moving along. I don't know, maybe it's too fast, too slow. So basically the statement he said was, I kind of want to work out the kinks before I end it, but I promise the end is coming. The end is in sight. So
Yeah,
that's something that if you are wondering, hey, I thought you said it was going to be ending in a year. It is going to be ending soon enough.
I'm definitely, I'm definitely I can appreciate that only because like even though we know that Japanese mangakas get bullied all the time in fucking Japan, they pretty much get bullied into doing things. I can appreciate that he has the foresight or the understanding that he does have some kinks in his in his actual literature, because some people are just like, here you go, here's some fucking
Yeah.
shit, and then you get one season of it and maybe 10 volumes, and then you're just like, they disappear, right? But I can appreciate that if he wants to keep it running, work out the kinks, and it gives more of the My Hero Academia fandom more to look forward to and more to watch. So I'm pretty cool with that one.
Yeah, but if they kind of bullied him into that, then I wouldn't be too. I mean, like you
Yeah,
said, like some bullying. Well, not, bullying, as we already know, it does happen
yeah,
to a lot of these mangaka. But he planned it ended, and now he's like, oh, well, let me change it up a little
yeah,
bit because
maybe,
some
yeah,
people, how y'all get. So
yeah,
I'm on the fence. I love My Hero Academia. It's a really good series.
yeah,
I do like what's happening currently in the
yeah,
manga. I like what's happening currently. Well, the most current season is probably like one of my favorite seasons. So I'm not angry that it's not ended or hasn't ended as yet.
yeah,
But again, I don't want us to be out here sending death threats to mangaka just because we don't like
yeah. No,
where
yeah,
we
that's
are in the
that's dumb.
story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, so the next one, I got some personal feelings on, only because it's about my anime,
His
right?
first love.
His My first love, right? So Naruto, they're planning another spin-off of Naruto, off of Boruto, and the protagonist is going to be chosen by the fans. So the fans are going to pick the next protagonist. Now, the joke I made to myself was, I somebody should pick Naruto because he's not the protagonist of Boruto. So then make another spin-off of a new protagonist. But as we know, obviously Naruto himself and like our generations of Naruto is
Yeah.
gone, and I can accept that. And obviously the fan favorite thus far, which we all know, is Kawaki. So I'm assuming he's probably going to be the one that's picked for this. But there is a I believe there's a poll for it, and we'll put the link in the description below if you want to go and vote on it. I'm not sure. I don't remember if it's a multiple choice or just kind of like a click and plug and play, or I don't remember what it is. What the link will be in the description.
Yeah, so I did
So
actually go onto the site. It's like all the characters of Naruto, like all of their pictures, and you just simply select who you want. And
yeah,
actually, who I decided finally who I'm going to choose is going to be Madara. Because when you really think about it, what this is giving the fans is a small spin-off, a
yeah.
backstory, a
If you
stories of
can
who this
you could
character
pick
is.
Madara.
Yeah, Madara is a choice.
Oh,
I
I'm
saw
picking
because
that.
I,
I'm
like I said, I
definitely
went
picking that.
through and I saw Madara. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna choose Madara, but I'm
I'm
gonna wait
definitely
until
picking
after the
that.
show to choose him. But essentially, what the whole thing is to celebrate Naruto in a new way. Japan, or the creator Kishimoto, wanted to display all of the characters that he ever wrote for the
Yeah,
story,
right.
and everyone can vote on them. Top 20, he's going to do special art for each for the top 20 people that are
Hmm.
chosen, and the top one person, they're going to get their own spin-off if they're a current character, obviously. So if it's Kawaki, might get a little
Yeah,
spin-off with him. But if it's Madara, they might actually do like a backstory back to when he was a teenager
that
during the
would be
Warring
nice.
States. Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
about that. So
that
I
would be
actually
dope.
think Madara might be my choice for this one. And the crazy thing is, Naruto is actually one of the choices too. You can choose Naruto. Hopefully, in my opinion, hopefully
I
Naruto doesn't win.
mean,
We
I
got enough of
mean,
Naruto. We're done. We're done with Naruto.
I would be okay with that. I don't care. You know me. You know
What are
me.
you gonna
I
talk
don't
about
care.
though?
Now, I'm not. I'm gonna actually pick Naruto though. I would definitely pick somebody that a new Chiha. I'd like to pick. I know Retsuden is getting a anime adaptation, so I'm cool with that. That's Sasuke. I got Sasuke. Madara is definitely somebody I'd want to see. I don't even know if they had like the thing Shisui. Hell, even Shisui,
That's another
because
good choice.
we don't like we've only seen one flashback of Shisui, and he's only in the game, and we don't know anything about him. I mean, we know what we know from Konoha Senju and from the video game, because the video game is canon, like all his powers and everything are canon, and from what Itachi has said. So that would be pretty cool. But again, the spin-off little fan thing, hopefully not too many people troll, and we can actually get like a good decent spin-off, because as we all know, I fucking hate Boruto. Like, I don't like Boruto. Now, I know there's some good parts in Boruto. I've seen the fights and stuff like that, and it's pretty cool, but I hate fucking Boruto. So hopefully we can get a really good decent spin-off. I know they had to do a Naruto Sun kind of thing. They could have done so much better, but anyways, I digress.
But to keep on with the Boruto, so this spinoff is actually going to be done before we get back into the real story of Boruto. So if you're watching it, if you're a Boruto fan, God bless if you're a Boruto fan. But for the past year and a half, the Boruto anime has not adapted any of the manga chapters. They're set to start the Code arc. What was it? February 15th? Somewhere in February,
Yeah, something
they're
like
going to
that.
resume the actual manga story. So,
Well, hopefully, if Madara gets enough picks, they'll just because it's Kishima. He could do whatever he wants. So he could like they could 100% be like, like, oh well, they didn't pick a Boruto character like I thought they would. They picked Madara. Well, fuck it. I'm just gonna make a 12 or 15 part, or I'll make like a 5 volume thing. Or if he makes the manga, if he just does the anime and has a hand in the anime, just be make like a 12 or 15 episode little series about Madara, him going through the war, him growing up, shit like that. I think, or like even the shit that happened before. So if you remember, like not to take this down a deep rabbit hole, but like when he met Obito and he was old. How about the shit before that? Like him surviving and hiding from the whole fucking world. Like how did he survive?
yeah,
And I'm
makes
sure he
sense.
had to have killed people and had to have found his way into that.
Or
Like,
not, you
like
know.
obviously, well, it's fucking Madara. He definitely had to kill some people in order to not get caught.
Sure.
Like you don't just go unseen like that without people like helping you. So I mean, Pain already knew him. I mean, Aki or not Aki, but, Nagato already fucking knew that Madara existed. So, anyways, but yeah. Well, the next one, I know you're gonna appreciate it a little bit more. Spy Family season 2 is coming out, and we're getting a movie next year for Spy Family. I
Anya.
Anya, um, I do really like Spy Family. I've caught up. It's definitely not my normal flavor of tea. But I've caught up on Spa Family, and I really appreciate it. So I think the movie is going to be really good with the amount of like comedy and action that they've put in the show. I think the movie is going to be really good. So
I really love Spy Family. I watch it with my wife. It's like the cute. It's like the cutest thing ever. Like Anya for watching Anya like navigate this whole secret
yeah,
life. Like she wants to be a spy. She knows that her father is a spy. She knows her mother is like an assassin. So she's like doing silly, cute things
just
to
like
be a spy in her mind. And she actually like completes a lot of the missions or helps Lloyd complete a lot of his missions inadvertently. So I really
yeah,
like how like the small comedic senses, the whole her trying to even though she's a dummy, we gotta admit it. Anya's not she's not that smart. But
not the brightest,
but yeah, she's in
but she's
the most prestigious school there is in the country. So how she navigates that, it's the cutest show ever.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
watch the movie because it's just that cute.
not to spoil anything. It's been out for a while, so you should probably go watch it. But I mean, she can read minds, so I mean, it's literally like it's the easiest thing. You could be an idiot, and if you can read minds, you're pretty much golden in this fucking world. So, I mean, I think the movie is definitely going to be pretty good.
What are your thoughts on her just telling Lloyd that she can read
I
minds?
kind of, to be honest, I
I mean,
think
she has
it
a good
gave.
reason. She
So
has a good reason.
I gave it its due diligence because it added comic relief, right? It added a lot of the comedy that we got from Spy Family. It added that because she would hear her dad or her mom say something, and then she'd be like, "Oh shit," and then like she would act weird, and they'd look at her like, "What the fuck? What are you doing?" Like, so it added some comedy to it. But eventually, I don't know like at what point I was just like, "All right, you can tell him now."
You
Like,
should just tell them.
like, you should just tell him like I'm good with that. I'm good with you doing that. You know what I'm saying? Um, they clearly love you, and it's not like it's gonna affect your relationship at all. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. I mean,
they're
her
gonna
whole
because
backstory, she's afraid of it, and like she was warned not to do it. People, no one would love
yeah,
her. They're going to send her away to be experimented on. So
that's
I
true.
understand, but sometimes it's like,
But if
bro, just tell them.
if you think about it, like because she can read minds, she's never heard one single negative thing about her from them.
True,
So it's
very
like
true.
at that point, if I
Uh,
can read minds and I'm with a person and I haven't heard one single negative thing in their thoughts, I'm gonna be like, I can trust this person 100% because they don't know I can. They don't know I can read their minds, and if
yeah,
they haven't said one negative thing about me, then I know I can trust you. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I
that
don't know.
makes sense.
I know they're doing it to kind of keep the comedy going and to keep the funny shit going, but like, hell, he could use her on the fucking on the missions. Like, what's he thinking? What's he thinking, honey? And then like but anyways,
So this next announcement is actually going to be more something that you are going to be looking forward to. the Blue Exorcist anime is going to be coming out with not a new season. It is not a new season. It is another series of
Yeah,
Blue
it's like a
Exorcist. So
whole
it's going to be
yeah.
based off the manga. It's going to have stuff maybe from the earlier seasons, but it's its own entity. So they do plan out coming with that in the next, obviously in 2023. It is not written by the author of Blue Exorcist. Like it's a completely different author, just based off of Blue Exorcist, and it's going to feel like a filler to a lot of people who did watch season one and season two.
Yeah. So I read something about that, and essentially, this is going to be um, this is going to be like 6 years after, pretty much like so. The second season came 6 years after the first season, and then this third season is technically coming 6 years after. And there's going to be, from my understanding, there's going to be a time skip, and it's going to be its own thing, but it's still technically the third season. So it's still going to have the same aspects. This is what I read. I mean, we don't know until it comes out.
Yeah,
We won't
obviously.
really know. But what I've read is that it's gonna be technically considered a third season, but it's gonna still be like its own. Like we're still gonna see Rin Okumura, like we're still gonna see like the people in it, but it's gonna be animated by a different company. It's going to be written by a different person. It's kind of like Tokyo Ghoul, right? When they did Re Tokyo Ghoul, where Kaneki got all fucked up and shit, and we hated it, right? Hopefully they don't fuck this one up too, because I really love Blue Exorcist. Obviously, I got Rin's sword right there. But hopefully they don't screw this up. I do need to catch back up. I don't remember too much about it. I saw it like so long ago. But it's definitely something I'm really looking forward to.
Well,
So
hopefully they don't ruin it, because, like I said, from
yeah,
what I've been reading, it's not going to be related. I mean, obviously it's Blue Exorcist,
yeah, it's
but
the universe.
hopefully they don't ruin it by changing up too much. Like I heard, like I didn't watch the second season. I watched like the beginning of the first. They said a lot of plot points that were made and towards the end of the first season were changed by the time the second season came out. So
Yeah,
hopefully
this
they don't do that again.
the second season was a little, you know, it was a little off, but I still liked it. It was still fun action anime. It is what it is. So
If they get a new sword, will you get that new sword?
if Rin gets a new sword, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm planning on getting more anime swords anyways. I'm still trying to get Kirito's little shit from SAO. So, but I mean, I'll get it.
Yeah.
Um,
Bet.
so next ones for me are kind of going to be just new anime releases that are coming out. We will be doing a seasonal anime drop episode like we normally do. And if you missed the other ones, you can go back and look at them to find some cool animes that you haven't seen. But so we'll just run through these. A couple of them I haven't seen the trailers of, only because I just fucking haven't. But Hell Paradise. Hell Paradise has a new trailer that just came out during Jump Festa. It looks pretty cool. I mean, it's animated by Mappa Studios, who animated Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, it looks really fucking good.
Yeah.
They also animated Chainsaw Man, Attack on Titan. They're the people who can really do animation. So I did watch the trailer of this one. It looks really dope. And hopefully, whenever it does come out, we can give a really good review on this one. So hopefully, they do really well.
Yeah, definitely. Another one is Mashley Magic and Muscles. This one is going to be produced by A1 Pictures. It is simply an adaptation of the manga. So if you read the manga, you know exactly what to look for to in this new anime. And even though, I did watch the trailer for this one. It felt super memey. You know what I mean? Like everything was a meme moment. I don't know. Like it looks good. The art looks good, but it just looks like all those faces all the damn time. You know how like Dr. Stone has those meme moments. I don't know if I'm going to be totally looking forward to that.
A1 is the people who also animated Sword Art Online. So
Oh, I
I'm
didn't
sure
know.
that yeah, I'm sure the action is going to be pretty decent. To me, I haven't seen the trailer, but I've seen like some pictures and cover art, and it looks very like anime meets Hogwarts. Like it doesn't like
Because they're wearing
it's like
cloaks. It's
yeah,
'cause-
they're wearing cloaks and they have wands and like like it looks very like anime meets Hogwarts. I'm still gonna try to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm sure like some of these characters look badass. Some of them look like they're the OP character that's super quiet. You know what I'm saying? And like it looks pretty good. So I mean, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. To
I'm
watch
sure
it.
it's gonna be good.
It
Like
looks
I said,
it looks cheesy to me.
it does look
But
cheesy. That's what I
I
mean.
haven't seen the trailer though. So
Yeah, the trailer does look cheesy, but a lot of people are looking forward to it. Like I said, it's adapted straight from the manga, and people say the manga was really good. So I'm gonna look out for it, regardless.
true. So, speaking of Doctor Stone, the third season of Doctor Stone was teased and released at this at Jump Festa day one. They released the third season teaser. I personally need to catch up on Doctor Stone. I stopped at like the first two episodes of season two. I fell asleep on the couch and I haven't watched it since. So I don't know. I liked it.
Yo,
It wasn't that it was boring. I think I had like a day. I think I had a day off, and I was like in my house by myself with nobody in there, and I was just laying on the couch watching anime, and I just like fell asleep, and I woke up, and it was like episode fucking 9 or something. I was like, fuck, and then I just like went and watched something else. I was like, I'm not trying to go back to this, but
season two was really good. I actually
yeah,
did enjoy season two, kind of because they did. Season two was more of a wrap up of where season one left off, and this
yeah.
newest season is going to be like a different arc completely. But
I
season
think
two,
yeah.
it was pretty good all the way around.
I think I'm just gonna start Doctor Stone over from the beginning because I like the premise of it. Like, like everybody dies and then he has to like figure out how to bring back the human race and like learns how to like get people unfrozen or whatever. I think the one scene that I can think of right now that's probably the funniest is like when he's naked. When him and that girl are naked and they fall off the cliff and they have to like figure out a way to get up on the cliff or some shit. I don't know. It's they meet that like civilization of people. It's pretty funny. But yeah, so Doctor Stone season 3 coming out
April of 2023.
Yep.
So the next one I'm going to come up. Of course, this is going to be another season. Demon Slayer is coming back, and they're going to be moving on to the Swordsmith Village arc. I read this arc. It was a really good arc. Of course, we're going to get to see some more upper moon demons. We get to see Tanjiro. He's going to obviously need to get a new sword because his last sword broke from the other arc before. So he's going to the Swordsmith Village arc in order to get a new sword created, and then a whole bunch of wacky stuff. We're going to meet more Hashiras. Obviously, we met Tengen from last season. We're going to meet, I believe, 2 more Hashiras. This next arc is going to be fire. If they keep up with the animation that they already have, the story for this arc is actually good. I'm not saying the other arc story wasn't good, but this storyline is actually a really good one that I did enjoy reading.
I remember having like a I remember having this moment because I never read the anime of Demon Slayer. I didn't know much about it. All I did was watch the anime, and I had a problem with the fact that these Hashira keep getting their asses clapped. And I don't know. I don't know if I was talking to you.
You were talking to
I was
me. I
talking
remember.
to somebody else. It was a long time ago, and I was like, that's the only thing I don't like about this is that these Hashira are getting clapped, and it might have been you. But you're just like, well, that's the point. They have never really ever been able to beat the upper moons. It's all about survival, realistically. And I started like really understanding that, like that concept, and I think it made me appreciate the anime a little bit more because it's like these demons have been around for thousands of years, and if you really think about it, that's more realistic because Hashira and Demon Slayers have been around a lot shorter than the demons themselves have been around. So of course they're going to be weaker, and so they have to build this power and build this strength up to try to even compete with, like these demons, these upper moons, and even Muzan, Michael Muzan Jackson Kibutsuki. um, so it does make a lot of sense. I will say I do know the ending of Demon Slayer. I did read the panels on it, and I didn't like it.
You're not too happy with the ending.
I don't think I'm gonna like the ending, but it is what it is.
The ending was rushed because at the time when the manga was ending, the actual mangaka was going through some family issues, so they were trying to hurry up and end it. Like you can tell, like there was like a spree of maybe 6, 7 chapters. It was like, oh, we're here. Oh shit, we're fighting the final bad guy. Oh, it's over, and it was like, okay, but I do appreciate the mangaka actually ending it and like trying to make a good ending because he could have went the Hunter x Hunter route and went on a 1-year hiatus and then came back to us, gave us a few more chapters and went on another year hiatus. So he did push because he knew how popular the manga was. He said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and finish it out for you guys, and I hopefully you guys do enjoy it. But on the whole note of the demons versus the Hashira, it just seemed more realistic. Because one, you
It
find
does.
out that they hear all those fancy fire water moves. It's not real. It's just their
Yeah.
sword play. They
That actually
move.
kind of
They
pissed me off.
move like
Yeah.
water. You know what I mean? So the
Yeah.
fact that if you had Hashira, like a whole bunch of 17, 18-year-olds beating the shit out of 1,000-year-old demons, that shit would be hella weird. So you gotta it really puts you in the mind frame to understand that these demon slayers understand they're more than likely gonna die. They're not gonna live to an old age. They're
Yeah.
fighting to eventually die. And that's it is what it is. Go lay out. What's that line? Lay down your lives type
Yeah.
shit. Like
Yeah.
it sucks, but that's just how the world is, and it draws you closer to them to understand that even though they know they're going to die, they're still going to give 110% just so the next person has a better chance of surviving. I think that's what I like most about the story.
So the next one for me is gonna be bittersweet. And the only reason why I say that is because if I think of what happened during the Chainsaw Man reveal, if I think about it before I watch the anime versus how I feel about it now, or how like my mentality, because you know your mentality changes the longer you watch a certain anime, you start to understand what the anime is about more. So Chainsaw Man, they didn't reveal much, but the creator Takasuki Fujimoto sent a message, and he said, I'm not quite sure when you will be reading this message, but I'm sure that the anime will have gotten pretty exciting by then. The second half of the series will revolve around Himeno, Fujimoto wrote. He says Himeno got close to Aki to his heart, and that he hopes that she manages to leave traces of herself in the fans' hearts and minds even now. He said, I hardly ever go back and read my manga once, and I'm done with it. Watching the Chainsaw Man anime is a powerful experience. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I don't care about getting a Himeno spin-off season. The only reason why, but I also know, so there's I got like three little points here. I know that you can do a couple episodes on a couple chapters of a manga. You can. It's happened. It's been done before. So just because the next chapter or the next half of the series is going to be about Himeno, that does not mean that's going to be a full season. It could only be a couple episodes, which is not bad. Himeno didn't do much for me in the anime. She was great, and I loved her. I know you haven't watched the anime yet, but I'm not gonna like spoil too much. But I'm also like, I also don't want anything about her. I want shit about Denji, which is the main character. He's the Chainsaw Man,
Yeah.
right? But the longer I watch this anime, the more I understand that it's more like this is the Game of Thrones of anime. Like they kill main characters all the time. They don't give a fuck who you like. They're gonna die.
Yeah.
Type kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I already have foresight on what happens in the future in Chainsaw Man because I've read a little bit further ahead. Because you know me, I'm more about the journey than the destination. So even if I know the ending, I want to see how it gets to that point, and I want to see it animated. So I don't really care about having a Himeno moment because she was cool and I appreciated her for what she did, and I think she was really badass. But like, she, I mean, I know I said what she did, like past tense, so obviously, like she dies, but she's not that important. And how she died to me was very like, why? Like, what you didn't have to do, you didn't do anything. Like, everybody around you died. Like, you didn't save anybody, so you just died for no reason, realistically. Um, but
Okay.
like, I don't know. The more I watch this anime, the more I'm like, this shit really ain't even about Denji. It is. He's the Chainsaw Man, but like, these motherfuckers are dying. Like these
You think
motherfuckers, like
Denji's
it's
gonna die or something?
like the last episode. Well, he's died multiple times already. He's died a
I mean, like
million fucking
done,
times.
done, died.
Uh, I think eventually he will, but from what I read in the future, I haven't seen anything about it. But just watching this anime, I'm just like, oh, they don't give a shit about us. Oh, fucking Takazuki don't give a fuck about us as fans. He's like, oh, this your favorite character? Bet, watch. You know what I'm saying? Like the last, the second, not this last episode that came out, but the one before that was sheer pain. Like it was painful to watch. It was absolutely fucking painful. But I'm okay. Sure, if we get Himeno and their manga readers, I'm sorry if you have to read like multiple chapters on that shit. But in the anime, I'm sure it can only be a few episodes, so I won't be too upset about it. Um, I don't know. When I watched her death, I was just kind of like, damn, sucks. Like I'm sorry. I feel bad, but like,
Guess
you
she
know,
won't be
like
in season 2.
Yeah, like she ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know.
So,
I'm excited though. Chainsaw Man is definitely blowing up in popularity. So
well, of course, I haven't seen it myself. I've seen stuff, and obviously in my anime groups, they put panels, obviously from the manga or from the I've seen from the anime. They talk about it, but I try not to pay attention.
yeah,
I don't know who the hell you're talking about right now, so you're not ruining anything for me. I'm just
that's
like,
why I framed it in the way I framed it because
like cool.
I don't really want to ruin it for you, but at the same time, like just know like this is the Game of Thrones of anime.
I
Like
understand.
they don't give a shit about your main character.
There actually was one more update. Of course, it's not a anime update for Chainsaw Man. They did reveal the volume 13 cover art for the volumes or the manga. So apparently it looked really good. People loved it. So if you are a Chainsaw Man reader, they did reveal that. So Google it and you'll find the volume 13 cover art. Next announcement I do want to bring up is going to be Black Clover. Black Clover, it has a great place in my heart, but it also has a low place in my heart. Why? Because yeah, the Black Bulls. Because the anime was going so good that they outpaced the manga. They were catching up obviously too quickly, so they had to stop the anime. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all because at the time I was reading it and watching it, so I was able to see what obviously just read a few months prior, and then they just stopped the anime, and I'm like, all right. And then even in the manga, they kept on having breaks like 2 week, 3 week, 1 month long breaks. So I kind of like
Fell
pushed it
off.
to the
Yeah,
side. I do still plan on obviously continue what I did. I love Asta. I love his relationship with Yuno. So I do plan on finishing it. But anyway, so the announcements. First off, there is going to be a Black Clover movie that's going to come out March 31st. And also, they have released another, apparently the fifth trailer for this movie. So if obviously you already knew Black Clover movie was coming out, but they did release another trailer for it. So if you want to see the last fifth of how the movie is going to play out, go ahead and watch the trailer.
I'm excited for it because it's releasing on fucking Netflix. Like fuck trying to find this shit.
Oh, the movie?
Like, yeah, the movie's releasing on
Oh,
Netflix on
okay.
March 31st.
I
So
didn't even know that.
I'm excited. Like Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, like what pissed me off is like you had to wait and then it was out in Japan and then we had to go find it on we had to sail the high seas to go find it and then like it's still and then it went in theaters for like a couple days and then it's not even on streaming services anymore and then it went to Crunchyroll finally like after fucking 8 months. It's like but this Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King, Netflix, March 31st. I want to know the specific fucking date. Every time I Google Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, release in US on streaming services, it's like, oh, between January and December. Like, oh, fucking thank you.
They did the same thing with One Piece. Like I had no idea when that was coming out. Like it was like,
Yeah.
oh, sometime in the fall of 2022, and it didn't
They,
release until like October, I believe.
that means absolutely zero to me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
nothing
You
at
know,
all.
like, what the fuck? The last update I have is going to be Rurouni Kenshin is getting a reboot. Rurouni Kenshin, if you were big Rurouni Kenshin fans back in the day, that's kind of our generation, the older anime, the what do they call it, sign-in anime fans. They're making a reboot. They revealed the new trailer at the panel. Anime looks pretty good. I mean, it's 2022 and not 1996.
Yeah.
So the anime looks pretty good. I don't remember shit about Rurouni Kenshin to be honest. I watched it a very very long time ago, and I haven't watched it since. So I know that I do know some Rurouni Kenshin fans. So hopefully y'all will enjoy. And if you are a Rurouni Kenshin fan, and I don't know you, congratulations.
I'm not a huge Rurouni Kenshin fan. Like, of course, I did see it back in the days when I was
Yeah.
younger. Watched it on TV. I think I even mentioned in one of our other episodes that my cousins used to watch it.
Yeah.
So I kind of saw what they watched, but they are going to be coming out with a whole reboot. It's not like a new season. If you've never seen it before, you can experience it for the first time and not be missing out on anything. So that's pretty
New
cool.
new voice actors though, so that might annoy
I mean,
some people. But Japanese voice actors are pretty good at replicating the people that they're doing a new voiceover for.
yeah,
So
yeah, of course, of course. So I do have one more big announcement, and then I have a couple of new anime announcements. I'm just going to run through that list. But my last big announcement, we had to save the best for last. One Piece.
I got one more
One
announcement.
Piece.
I got one more announcement
Of
after
course we
his
do.
announcement.
You couldn't let One Piece steal the show,
It's
obviously.
not the best for last. Don't do it.
So I did leave out.
Let me find something. Hold on.
Well, Bleach has the announcement. Bleach did announce that they're going to do like, their last two episodes is going to be like an hour long or something like that. So that's an announcement for Bleach. But for the best for last, One Piece. So One Piece, first off, last Jump Festa, Oda. It was he did say it in Jump Festa, but he kind of said it a little bit before. He said, "Oh, One Piece is going to be ending in a few more years, so you can go ahead and get ready for that." And a lot of us real One Piece fans were like, "No, Oda, make it last longer, 10 years, 20 years until I
Make it
die,
last longer.
until you die. That's how long this needs to go on." But Oda did send a message to Jump Festa and let us know that One Piece is not ending as soon as originally expected. So he said his timing may have been off a little bit.
Another 100 years.
Another 100 years, I'm totally okay with that. But so I think honestly, it came from the fact that the interest in One Piece has definitely escalated again. Like it was starting to fall off a little bit in the Wano arc of the anime, but then towards the end of the Wano arc, the Kaido fights, obviously what was going on in the manga, the end of the fight, I think it renewed a lot of people's interest in One Piece. And Oda, looking at that, said, "Hey, well, if you're still interested, I got more story to tell. Shit, I thought y'all were done, but if y'all not done yet, let me put on another 2 more years." So that's another great thing. Also, he announced that the clash between that person and that person will be taking place this year. So Oda does like to be a little bit ambiguous with his statements, kind of figure out what he's talking about. So I think that person is going to be Blackbeard and Shanks, if you are familiar with the anime. So that's something to look forward to. If you think it's someone else, then that's something for you to look forward to. He made the comment that he hopes no one dies. Like he's not writing the story. It's
Are you not the writer,
sir,
sir?
you know you don't have to kill anyone. And this goes back to like something I've told you before. I find it weird that people need
But
characters to die in a show.
but I've also said, really, without trolling, these writers, mangaka, authors of books, like their art is their like they just write, and it's I don't think it's like a lot of them do believe and have this ability, and even like Japanese and like Japanese culture is they believe that in their art has its own life force. So like he may be saying that because like what he writes it just comes out like he doesn't it's not like a conscious decision to kill this person,
Yeah.
but like if he's writing the story, if this is the way the lifeblood of his story is going, he's
Yeah,
like
it makes the most sense for the
I got
story.
yeah, he's like I got no choice to fucking do this, so it might just be his art that his art's coming to life, I guess. I don't know, however you want to put it.
He also did bring up the live action. I know a lot of people are looking forward to, and a lot of people who aren't looking forward to the One Piece live action. I love everything One Piece, so I'm gonna watch the live action. Then I'm gonna
I'm
tell
gonna
you
watch it.
whether or not it was good. Oh, you're gonna watch it? Awesome, lit. So we can
I
definitely watch
watched
that
all the
together.
anime live action ones, like
All of them.
the fucking the Bleach one.
Bleach has one.
Yeah,
Oh,
Bleach. This shit was
I'm sorry.
ass.
Oh, I mean, like you got the Death Note one that was. You got the Dragon Ball one that was.
Oh,
So
you got the what's it called? You got the Brotherhood, Fullmetal FMA Brotherhood, Fullmetal Alchemist
yeah,
one.
yeah, but they have a
That
live
was alright.
action. Was it good?
That was.
All right.
There's 4 movies.
See, I don't like what live action animes because it just doesn't translate well. Was it really good?
It was not as bad as the other ones. But what you gotta imagine, you gotta think like seeing an anime where it literally is limitless possibilities, and then putting real people into those bodies,
Real
like
limits.
with actual limits, it doesn't transfer well. But it wasn't as bad as like the other one.
I mean,
So
CGI go burr. I'm just saying. But anyway, One Piece Odyssey. So One Piece is coming out with a game. It's supposed to be released at the beginning of 2023. I'm
I
looking
can wait.
forward to it.
Yep, I
I'm
can wait.
I'm looking forward to that one. There's a few games I'm looking forward to that's supposed to be coming out in 2023, but that is definitely one of them. He did also spoil Chapter 1070, one of the panels from 1070. If you're like me and actually read like the spoiler chapters, like they'll come out like a few days early, then you've already seen the chapter. It came out like last night. But it's amazing. He does go gear fifth in this panel. He is whooping up on Rob Lucci. Everyone's like, oh, Rob Lucci is going to have a fighting chance. It's terrible for you to expect for everyone else in the story not to have gotten stronger, but only Luffy got stronger. Luffy is dog walking this little puppy, and it's beautiful to watch. So if you haven't read the 1070 or chapter 1070, the fan translated has already came out last night, but obviously the official will come out on Sunday. And lastly, last thing I do want to bring up for One Piece is going to be the One Piece TCG. One Piece has a trading card game or an actual card game, and I did buy it.
Are we still doing Jump Festa announcements?
Yeah.
Kind of Jump Festa announcements.
Yes, it is. All of this came in his note.
If you bought it already, then it's not a Jump Festa announcement. It's not coming soon.
He is basically advertising because it came out recently. It recently came out in America recently.
You see this guy?
Anyway, so I had to pick up. I had to pick up my One Piece TCG.
You know what's funny is he comes after me about the ways that I speak about Naruto, but this is what Naruto. We're getting. This is what we're getting from One Piece.
This is new. This is new content. What are you talking about?
He's talking more about One Piece than I talked about the Naruto Boruto thing.
That's because we talked a lot about the Naruto Boruto thing offline, so we were kind of like wave topping the biggest things. Anyway, if you're into TCG, if you're into One Piece, these cards are absolutely beautiful. I'm here. I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. And in the same breath, they are having a anime crossover TCG. It's going to be called the TCG Union Arena. It's going to have different anime characters from different series, Black Clover, My Hero Academia. They're making a TCG game with all of those characters. So all of those weird fantasies of people having this character versus this character. Yeah. All of those weird fantasies that they're having for these characters, they can actually play out those fantasies in a trading card game called TCG Union Arena.
So I have to save the best announcement for last.
I mean, I still got the new anime announcements.
Hokkaido gals are super adorable. No. Save the best for last.
Yo!
Because we're not finishing off on One Piece.
We're not finishing off on One Piece.
So Hokkaido gals are super adorable. It's a manga. I'm serious though. This shit is actually coming out.
Okay.
I have no idea what it's about. I just wanted to find something stupid so I can overshadow his.
Oh no, I can actually get more stupid than that. So there is another one.
Me and Roboko.
No, it was one. Jesus, what is it? Something about seeing your panties or something like that. Did you not hear about that one?
Dark Gathering? No, I have not.
Show me. I'll look it up. We'll talk about it afterwards. But it's legitimately an anime. Apparently, it's like coming out with its third season. And everybody was like, I didn't even realize it had a first or a second season. It's something about show me your panties with that weird look on your face, or it's some weird title. So when I find it, I'm gonna let you know about it. But
send them in. We got them. Send them in.
So the last announcements are going to be a list of the new animes coming out. Sorry if I repeat anyone that we've already spoke about. First one is going to be Mission Yozakura Family. Yazakura Family, something along those lines. Yeah. Obviously, the Hokkaido girls that you just brought up. Chain Soldier. Dark Gathering. Ran Kamonahashi, Deranged Detective. Ayakashi Triangle. Kawaisuki Crisis. And, of course, Rurouni Kenshin that we spoke about earlier. These are the rest of the animes that were announced on. Most of them were announced day 2 of Jump Festa, but it was just simply them showing the trailer, letting us know that hey, these animes are set to come out this year.
Little teasers here and there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, so that was pretty much it for Jump Festa. All the big news announcement stuff. If you guys have ever been to like a Comic-Con or any kind of, anime convention, you always know the big stuff really comes out on that first day, and the second day is kind of just a wrap up of things. I hope you guys really appreciated, the news. We're going to try to run this down. Hopefully one of these days, they actually tell the truth and they live stream the English version or the English subtitled version. And maybe we'll do a live stream. Maybe we'll sit down and do a live stream and just watch it together, kind of break down some of the scenes, break down some of the announcements, so we can react to it just like you guys can. And hopefully we don't get copyright strike.
Or you guys can donate to us so we can travel out there next year and we can live stream it directly for you.
Yeah. To your couch.
No subtitles, but we'll try. We'll try.
I believe he said One Piece is ending tomorrow.
That's not what I said at all. Hey, we got another 5 to 10 years of One Piece, guys. Enjoy. Mugiwara. We up.
I appreciate it, everybody. Be sure to give us a like, subscribe, share us with a friend, comment down below. Let us know what you're looking forward to the most. Also, hop over to our Anchors, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We do have a new TikTok page now. It's the Otaku Octagon. We're going to be posting some short skits and videos there. I would say bloopers, but we do bloopers every day, and we just put it up on YouTube. Right? But go follow us there, our Instagram, all of our social media on there, and I appreciate it, everybody. Peace out.
Peace. Oh.